Welcome back, everybody. Change of plans, I ran into Doomgaze. I really hope you don't have characters whose levels are a multiple of 5 because he kills them all at the beginning of the battle. Now, I'm not going to do this the honorable way because I got an LP to get going on, and he is hard to keep finding, and he is constantly marauding you, trying to kill you. So, I'm going to use Vanish, then I'm going to use Doom. Celes has got both. Yeah, that's the one. Doomgaze is fairly powerful, he's got a lot of HP. Yeah, Gao's got that ice shield on, so he's vulnerable against air. That was pretty terrible when that happened. And again, Doom tends to work better than X-Zone. He's vulnerable to fire. You can feel free to kill him through other means. But again, I don't know, he's not the toughest boss in the game. And I've got a video to get going here, so there we go. Sometimes he's really difficult to run into. He appeared just off the coast here. I don't know. I always found that right after you get to the airship, it's pretty easy to run into him. After that, it gets harder and harder every time, and he loves to run, kind of like Ultima Weapon in Final Fantasy VII. Anyway, he's dead now, so let's stop talking about him. And just north of Sen here... where is it here? There's Sen, north and a little bit to the west. The mountains form a star, and there's a little spot to land the airship in the middle. And actually, change of plans. Sorry for the bogus music, everybody. I'm going to take all of the equipment off of everybody real quick. That's going to just make it a little easier to organize how I want to set up my characters in a moment. Alright, we'll land here. Gotta make 2 parties. Alright, Sabin's probably slightly more powerful than Edgar, I think. And he's got the Holy Knuckle, so I'm going to put Gao with Sabin in this group, and we're going to go for it. Phoenix Cave with a party of 2 parties of 3. It's a fairly elaborate puzzle, so you've got to switch back. Nice, I didn't realize Edgar did a faceplant. Yeah, we'll be switching back and forth throughout. Locke is probably the hardest character to get in the World of Ruin. If you want to get 2 more characters, Realm can be found by exploring Owzer's house, where I found the Emperor from the letter. You can keep digging around there and get Realm, and once you have Realm, it's very easy to get Strago. You just have to go to the Fanatics Tower with Realm in your party, and speak to Strago, who's there. It's also pretty easy to get Shadow if he's still alive. If you abandon him on the floating continent, then he's just dead. And beyond that, let's go with the Amulet on Terra here. Beyond that, I can't think of that many good characters or easy characters to get. Gogo is also not bad. I'll explain how to get him in another video. Also, Gogo has a lot of rewarding and helpful treasure in the cave/digestive system where you find him. So he's not a bad choice either. I'm going to equip my characters off camera and I'll just show you the end result. Alright, welcome back everybody. So, this is the equipment layout I've got. Got the Minerva with Celes because I think this group will be slightly weaker, so we want to have her safe. Amulet to protect against zombie attacks, and then after that, Celes is built basically to dodge attacks. Could have enhanced her a little bit by giving her an ice shield, but I'm so tight for cash. I have 1,000 gold pieces left because I'm doing this fairly early in the game. Terra's got the ribbon. Pretty much normal layout for this group. The important thing is everybody's got pretty high defense. I try to get my characters to have 200 defense points or so. This group's a little bit lower. You know, we can do a couple things to crank up defense a little bit more. Putting a circlet on Terra is a little tempting, but again, the magic block is just too tough to pass up. And in we go. The enemies in the Phoenix Cave give remarkably good experience as well, so... Alright, there's a treasure chest over there, but we're going to walk away from it for now. And I'm not looking forward to this. Okay. Because I'm playing it a little defensively. Oh good, I'm glad they went for Terra. Noise Blaster, always a fairly safe choice. Doom, that might be the only enemy it'll permakill. And we're gonna just sit back and relax while they destroy themselves. A little bit of a mistake here. That's gonna greatly reduce Terra's effectiveness because, of course, her damage is tied to her HP. Kill it! Open fire with all weapons. Given my relatively low level, it might be a bit early to be using the ammo weapon. Oh. Well, you know what, we made out not too bad. And yeah, lots of experience points. 2,000 experience points, and Setzer's still got the experience egg on, so I probably should be a bit more careful about matching him up with good espers for level ups, because they don't really have any good ones equipped for that. Okay. Switch flicked. Now, just so you know, you shouldn't ever have to step on a spike. So if you're in a situation where you're walking over spikes to get something you think you want, there's probably another better way for it. Similar fight, this will be interesting. Gonna go with Stray Cat, probably gonna be my bread and butter, even though fire would work really well, so that's a pitch for Templar or Pterodon. Nice! Problematic. Hopefully we can right Gao's mind before it's too late. This is gonna be one of those videos. Given that that enemy has Blowfish, we're actually in tremendous danger right now. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go about this a slightly different way. Have limited effectiveness on Celas. Okay, I guess it makes no difference at all. Thought the Minerva would give her some protection, but I guess not. Come on! Okay, if you want to one-shot someone again, Gao, that's more than welcome. Tempted to try going for Osmos on this one, but I'm not sure how well it'll work, so there we go. Everybody wins. And that's how this group is fighting. That's a tough battle, although I'll probably have to tweak the tactics a little bit to have more long-term success. Oh, good. It's empty. That makes quite the mockery of everything I've done so far. Off-screen! Okay, that fight was actually surprisingly rough. We might have some ongoing troubles with this group. At this exact moment, I'm going to switch parties again, because we might need another switch flick for Edgar to have safe passage. Okay, that battle got a little rough as well, but that's to be expected. Looks like the spikes are just for us to go back. You'll note I did just walk away from that treasure chest, but it's booby-trapped. You fall through a pit a pit that appears in the ground and you land directly on those spikes. Which, you know, sounds pretty horrible. Pincer attack against some pretty tough enemies. All of them are dangerous. But what we're gonna do is try confusing those guys. Defense piercing property, very nice on that weapon. Okay! None of them can be confused. I have learned. The sea flowers look like they'd be weak enemies, but they actually have a surprisingly huge number of HP. And, you know, they can poison you, so... They like to come in groups of 5 just by themselves. And the Chaos Dragon isn't exactly a pushover, but... Okay. This actually didn't go that badly. Apparently the Chaos Dragon is absurdly slow, so... Some of the enemies in this game have do nothing as an action they commit, so that might have been what was going on too. Okay. That fight went way better than I was expecting it to. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to find up here. A Wing Edge. Wing Edge is a surprisingly good weapon for Locke. It puts his battle power up into the 210 range or so. It also has a really good stat bonuses for him and lets him... He throws it so he can fight from the back row with it, so it's a really quite remarkable weapon. One other important thing to note is that sea flowers are extremely weak against ice, so they absorb fire. You'd think it'd be the other way, but I guess they live near a volcano, so... Alright, dead end for Edgar's group. We carry on with Sabin. I'm gonna go left first, even though I'm not 100% sure of this decision. Empty. Okay, I'm feeling good about my choice. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna go with Stray Cat in this situation. Nope. Cancel out of that. I started doing Fire Dance and then remembered it's not gonna work on them. And then I did nothing! Yeah, I forgot about that detail. I think I might have botched that one too. Okay, Ouroboros taken care of. Oh my goodness. Sabin, I did not think you would be the useless one in this group. Maybe I should just keep it simple. At least we can do something about the poison. And you might start taking note of the fact that my MP levels are slowly running out. That's not going to be a big deal. I hope. Okay, what can we do for Gao? Might as well raise his magic power on the level up. Seraphim has no bonus. Oh, tricksters! These guys are terrible. There we go. If that doesn't work, I'm the worst blitzer ever. There we go. Had unusually bad luck in this LP. Or unusually bad skill. Guess that's another way of looking at it. Okay, looks like these guys like to counterattack, but they're mainly using fire, and every one of my characters here has fire immunity, so... And they absorb... well... Gao and Sabin will absorb ice, but looks like that's probably not going to be an issue. Yeah, that could have been a lot worse. Empty, almost like someone has come through and hunted all the treasure. Battle survived easily enough. I'm pretty sure there's a safe way to get that treasure chest, but I usually do just take the spiking. And you've seen this. And we're back. Looks like that had no impact on the spike. I'm just gonna go for it. Hit! Oh, it's empty. Well, we lost a whole bunch of HP from stepping on that. I think just 50, but still. And onward. What have I done? There we go. Don't step on that switch, kids. Alright, pathway open for Sabin's group, and we have access to a save point, which is nice. That also means we've got a boss fight coming up, I think. Optional, but you know, it's still there. And we're back. Sabin's group safely across the spikes. Alright, one of those treasure chests actually has something really good in it. We won't get a chance to grab it this moment. Well, the good one anyway. I think this one's just empty, but the other one contains a second ribbon. There's also an extremely rare enemy called an Aquila. Is that something? There's an extremely rare enemy called the Aquila in here. I think you can either morph, and we'll explain morphing later on, or right now, or you can steal ribbons off of it, but that's only if you're an insane perfectionist and you really like the ultimate playthrough. In the game you get a Esper called Ragnarok, which, if you summon it, it can turn an enemy into an item and it's called morphing an enemy. So, the more you know.
Alright, let's carry on, shall we?
This doesn't look useful.
Well, that's just serendipitous, that's what that is. Okay, we've dumped water onto all the lava, so realistically, it should be giving off terribly toxic fumes right now. Probably quite a bit of sulfuric acid in boiling vapor form. But, you know, no big deal. That was awful! Moving on, at least we have Osmos. I don't know where I'd be without it. Alright, and I mentioned the boss in here. That's the Red Dragon, everybody. This is the first of the 8 dragons we'll be fighting. It's all about the fire, which is good for us because we have fantastic fire resistance. I think I'm gonna equip Gao with Ifrit. Just change up the espers a little bit, and then, yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Seriously? Are you friggin' kidding me? Okay, for real, let's go for it. Anthony Hopkins is. And I'm just gonna open up with the ice attacks. The icicles, as it were. Because what other option do I have? Okay, Sabin's magic is crap. That's a bit better. Maybe Suplex will work a little bit better. Actually, Gao's magic is quite strong, too. Thank you, Ice Shields. Okay, that's better than Ice 2 from Sabin. Most of the dragons are around the same strength, typically maybe 20,000 hit points or so. Most of them have a distinct elemental weakness because they're all associated with the various elements. And just hammer on them with the opposite element, and if you can go in with some protection against their element, it's always good. Fire shields would be better because I would be healed by his attacks. But ice shield's just as good. Some of them it's kind of hard to have the proper elemental resistance. In which case, you know, just try maxing out magic evade. Level 4 Flare. This is actually a really strong attack. I'm not sure who it's going to land on. Do we have any level 36? No. Accidentally went with Fire or Ice 2 from Sabin, no big deal. There we go. Not too bad. Most of them have pretty good stuff that you can steal or win from them. The Strato. Yeah, that's a pretty good piece of equipment. And the Dragon Horn. So I haven't really shown this relic, but you'll recall the Dragoon boots, which turn your fight command into jump. If you're familiar with other Final Fantasy games, you'll know how that works. The Dragon Horn makes your character jump repeatedly on the enemy. Like, they just go stomp crazy. Kind of indefinitely. It's kind of a strange relic. I'll try demoing it later, but that's the end for this video. I'll see you all in the next one, and we should definitely finish off the Phoenix Cave. Possibly much, much more. I'll see you there.